Skap Attack fans, please come here. I'm here to attack your daddy once more. Skap doesn't care about context. Context never matters to Skap. What only matters to Skap is LeBron bad. Even though he has LeBron 2 and says that Jordan is 1, and that makes you so mad that you want to call him a jock sniffer. Have you seen the feud that him and LeBron had? You really think Stephen A's a jock sniffer? Okay, Skap. He calls himself this basketball guy and analyst, but doesn't even analyze the game. Just talks about how LeBron's trash. Welcome to my channel, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am. My name is Trey Fab. I'm a React content creator. I like to make different React content, whether that be to TikTok, YouTube nonsense, or to different basketball players in general in modern NBA. So if you like basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. And if you like brain rot, I'm the guy for you. Today, I'm sad. LeBron's out the playoffs. The Lakers did not play well. I'm upset about how they played. Before we start the Skap Attack video, the only thing that's going to make me happy is tearing into Skap Attack. It's just going to make me feel better about myself. It's tearing into a nonsensical human being who's probably twice the age of me, yapping about daddy. Hold on.
Daddy watching on from the sideline.
Fucking yapping about daddy all day long. All he can do is talk about Bron this and Bron that. He literally would not have a channel if he just sat here and yapped about LeBron consistently and constantly. I also had his fanboys in my comment section. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still there. Yeah. LeBum is terrible. Yeah, Skap isn't a Laker fan. He's a Kobe fan. There's a difference. Oh, yeah, because Kobe would want... He would want people to not cheer for LeBron. He would want people to not cheer on the Lakers for LeBron. That's what Kobe would want for Laker fans. To disparage LeBron, by the way. That's an idiotic take. LeBron had a great game to the fourth quarter. All you clowns want to keep pushing that he's the GOAT when he's not. That he's fanboys. Don't hate on Skap because LeBron just isn't the guy. First of all, I'm going to hate on Skap because he's a grown-ass man. Twice my age, acting like a child. He's not listening to any type of information that's actually being given to him and wants to discard information that's actually going to go against his argument of LeBron sucks. He wants to act like LeBron is probably the most hyped, washed player ever to exist. He wants to act like every single stat that LeBron has is either longevity, even though we've had players play 20 plus years and they don't have close to the amount of accolades or stats that LeBron has, but somehow it's longevity, or somehow it doesn't matter, or somehow it's stat padding. Like, the idea of stat padding can be annoying at times, considering the fact that you still have to be good to get the stat in the first place. So somehow LeBron is so trash that his stats don't matter because of stat padding, but you got to be good to even stat pad to begin with, okay? If you're not good, you're not going to be able to stat pad. It's just, Skap Attack deserves to be attacked. I haven't even started the video, but this is going to make me feel better, okay? I don't attack people to feel better. I want you guys to know that. I attack idiots to feel better. That's who I attack. I attack people who are grown as adults that want to act like children. That's who I attack. That's always been my channel, whether it's drama or sometimes basketball. Mostly drama, though. Mostly drama, but today I'm in a bad mood. The Lakers lost. We'll talk about this quick 20-second synopsis of the game. Quickly. First of all, couldn't contain Rudy Gobert whatsoever. Rudy Gobert had 27 and 24. He's probably not going to have another game like that at all for the rest of his fucking life, okay? JJ decided to not run Jackson Hayes at center when they don't have a center, and that's why Rudy was able to go the fuck off. I get that Jackson Hayes has a fucking basketball IQ of a walnut, but this is just a really idiotic thing to do. LeBron did not have the best game. 22 points, 1 of 5 from 3, and 9 of 21 from the field. He could have been better. I give that to him. But he still gave you 6 assists, 2 steals, 7 rebounds. All right? He had 3 turnovers. LeBron did not have his best closeout game. That much I will admit. Luka did not have a best closeout game. He had 28 points, and that is true. But he was 2 of 8 from 3, 7 of 18 from the field. And not only that, okay, Luka, in the final minute of the game, when they were down by 5, went up for a layup, missed a wide open layup, started yelling at the ref about a foul while the Timberwolves went on the other side of the floor and scored. That has kind of been the story of Luka lately, which has been pissing me off. It's more complaining and less playing. Austin Reeves has not looked like himself whatsoever. This can be summed down to Austin Reeves and JJ just not looking or playing or being themselves. It was just a complete collapse entirely. It's kind of what I was getting at 2 months ago when this trade happened and how I felt this season was going to end. And then I kind of came around on that because their defense picked up. I was like, hey, they don't have any interior defense. But then their defense picked up. They were the best defense for 20 plus games. I was like, okay. And then we get to the playoffs. Mike Conley locks down Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves get locked down by fucking Mike Conley. And then JJ decides not to play his only goddamn center. So that's cool. But let's see what Skap has to say about this. Let's see the little, like, analyst I just gave you guys. The, like, what, 2 minutes of analyst I just gave you guys. 7-minute video. Skap Attack has to bring this up, right? So he has to bring up the mismatches of Julius Randle running through Luka and him not being able to guard Julius Randle whatsoever, and Julius having a day with him. He's going to bring up the fact that JJ just kept blitzing Anthony Edwards and hoping for other players to miss, and he kept doing that. So even though Anthony Edwards may not have had the best game, and he did not, I wonder if we'll bring that up too. Even though Anthony Edwards did not have the best game, 15 points, 5 of 19, and 0 from 11 from 3, he still had about 8 assists, okay? So the whole plan was just blitz Anthony Edwards and hope everybody missed when Rudy Gobert is having a field day, all right? Is he going to talk about no coaching adjustments from JJ and the ridiculous coaching adjustments of not even playing a center? Or is he going to talk about Lucas crying in the fourth quarter? That kind of made the game a bit unreachable because it was the last minute of the fourth quarter. Didn't get back on defense and missed a wide open layup. Is he going to talk about Austin Reeves' 6 turnovers? Is he going to talk about Austin Reeves' turnovers in the fourth quarter that really mattered to this game? I'm curious what Skap's going to talk about. I feel like it's going to be none of that. But let's see.
Well. There are very few certainties living on this blue and green orb rotating the sun.
Okay, yeah, this is, holy fuck. Skap, you make content for children. What is this opener? All right, Skap Attack fans, please come here. I'm here to attack your daddy once more.
Taxes and the choke goat, LeBron James, barfing all over himself when it really matters.
Let's see.
And ho-hum, nothing to see here, just another first-round playoff exit for the self-proclaimed king. And for those of you who might not be counting, this was LeBron's 5th time out of his 7 seasons in a Lakers uniform where he either missed the playoffs altogether or lost in the first round. The only seasons he made it beyond that.
Okay. Skap, you piss me the fuck off. Context matters. Why do we act like we don't? Do you remember the roster that he had when he came to the Lakers? Are we just not gonna... We're not gonna talk about that? Do you remember the roster that he had? What? This is not the roster. What the hell? Oh, 2024. Do we not remember the roster that he had? You're talking about this season? You're talking about when they had Lonzo Ball, Beasley, KCP, Caruso, Chandler, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram. Keep in mind, some of these names you guys are like, whoa, because some of you guys are children and you didn't watch basketball back in 2018, 19. But if you watched basketball back then, these names might be popping out at you, but they did not play like they played today. They were young. And they weren't that good. They were okay. There's a reason they got traded in the first place to get Anthony Davis. Most of them came in a goddamn package deal. So it's just the context of this. And I could keep going with the other rosters. I could keep going with the fact that the Lakers not only were on pace to repeat as champions after that 2020 championship series, but they were the favorites until Solomon Hill decided to injure LeBron, okay? And LeBron was out with an injury, and the Lakers fell apart from that point on. You don't bring up the fact that Anthony Davis should have held down the fort while LeBron was gone, and Anthony Davis should have been the guy. We don't talk about context here, because Skap doesn't care about context. Context never matters to Skap. What only matters to Skap is LeBron bad. That's it. That's it. That's all that ever matters to this guy. He does not give a fuck about any type of context into looking into this shit. So when he says LeBron either gets out in the first round or hasn't made the playoffs in 5 seasons out of the 7, he doesn't want to sit here and actually look at these seasons and talk about what happened in these seasons. Because context doesn't matter to him. It's just if he's the GOAT, if he's the fucking GOAT, he needs to take this team to the fucking finals. That's what he's saying. He needs to drag this team to the finals. And it's like, interesting. So, what about Jordan? If he's the fucking GOAT, why didn't Washington get to the playoffs? If he's the fucking GOAT, why didn't Washington get to the finals? You guys want to have it every which way. You don't want to hold Jordan for being 40, okay? And not getting to the playoffs on a Washington team, because that doesn't count. But you want to hold LeBron for being 40, getting to the playoffs, and losing against a Timberwolves team, and he had no center. Coaching adjustments were wild, I'll give that. And again, he's 40. And the player below him, who's supposed to be the best player in the league, has no defense. But you want to get on a 40-year-old? Okay, let's keep going. God, we're a minute in. But it's okay, because this is making me feel better. It's making me feel better, because I say it's just idiotic takes. That's all this is. That's all I'll ever be.
Point was the hilarious exhibition tournament disguised as an NBA championship.
It's not an exhibition tournament, okay? I don't understand. What do you guys need? What do you guys need? Please talk to me. I made a video on this. I implore you guys to go watch it. I made a video on this on it's on my channel. I watched Post 2K's coverage of the bubble and him talk about the bubble. It's somewhere in here. But I watched Post 2K's video on the bubble and how it was different. Here, this. I watched this. This was a good breakdown. Why is it that anybody who knows basketball, like Post 2K, I respect him, and I'm probably going to watch another Post 2K video soon. Get to listening to people that actually know ball. But how is it that Post 2K, all these people that know ball, every single basketball creator that knows basketball, from Mike Korzemba to Post 2K to Jimmy High Roller, love Jimmy. Haven't watched a video of him in a while. We'll probably watch one of his as well. To Low, all these guys who know basketball. And then you have people who played basketball. Multiple players in the bubble. From Patrick Beverley to Kawhi Leonard to Paul George to Bron, but we don't accept his opinion, to Anthony Davis to Caruso. All these guys have made statements, to Damian Lillard. All these guys have made statements on how the bubble was probably the hardest to play, because there was no crowd. Everybody was on an equal playing field, so everybody was able to play their best basketball. But somehow, some way, it doesn't count because the Lakers won. So therefore, it was the easiest ring, even though everybody was able to play their best basketball. You had players that don't sniff 15 a game, scoring 50 in a game. But somehow, nah, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It's fake. It's easy ball. What? How? How does that even make sense in your mind? All these players who don't even sniff these numbers when they're not playing in this bubble are doing it in the bubble. They're not on the Lakers. But somehow it was easy for the Lakers to just walk past them? Out of here, bro.
On the Disney bubble campus and the 2023 playoff run where they were swept by the Denver Nuggets. And before we get too lost in the weeds, drowning in a sea of narratives, pumped forth by the horde of LeBron jock sniffers in the mainstream and social.
You think Stephen A. Smith is a LeBron jock sniffer? That's how you know. You know how I know Skap doesn't care about any type of facts and only cares about attacking LeBron? Because he called Stephen A. Smith a LeBron jock sniffer only because Stephen A. has LeBron 2 and Jordan 1. And that's enough for Skap to be sad, cry, and say, oh, he's a jock sniffer of LeBron. Skap, what is wrong with you, dude? So Stephen A has LeBron 2 and says that Jordan is 1. And that makes you so mad that you want to call him a jock sniffer. Have you seen the feud that him and LeBron had? You really think Stephen A's a jock sniffer? Okay, Skap.
In the mainstream and social media, I'm talking about fantastical stories about not enough help or being too old.
He's 40! What do you mean? He is 40! Why are we acting like that's not true? He's 40! He's 40! I'm sorry. How many 40-year-olds are playing in the league right now? He's 40. How many 40-year-olds are starting and playing 40-plus minutes in a game? He's 40. What do we mean?
Let's just bear in mind, not only is LeBron going to make an All-NBA team designation this season,
shouldn't that speak to his greatness? Because he's 40? What do you mean? Why do you guys have it both ways? I don't understand it. So LeBron is trash, and he's garbage, and he's terrible. But also, he's going to make an All-NBA. So LeBron should have dragged. He's going to have an All-NBA designation. So therefore, LeBron should have dragged this team to the finals by himself. No excuse. How can these two opinions coexist? Please help me understand. Because I don't get it. I don't comprehend, I don't understand, I don't comprende. How? Please, someone in the comment section, Skap Attack fanboys, if you come attack this video, please, help me understand this. Please, break this down for me in the comments. Make me understand. How can you tell me that LeBron James is garbage, trash, overhyped, overrated, but at the same time, he should be able to drag his team to the finals because he has an All-NBA designation? If he's so trash, why would he get an All-NBA designation? Why?
The Lakers were picked by all 11 NBA experts on ESPN.
I'm sorry. I should just let Skap talk. I'm sorry. It's just hard to hear Skap talk nonsense. I gotta pause so much because he's just so full of shit. Oh, I see. I get it now. Never mind, Skap Attack fanboys. I understand now. It's because it's fake. They voted LeBron because it's everything. It's a whole conspiracy. LeBron runs the media. LeBron runs Stephen A. Smith, even though Stephen A. Smith does not speak kindly or like LeBron. He says many times that he does not like LeBron, but he still has LeBron at 2. This is how, at least, I don't like Stephen A. Smith and a lot of things that he's done. I made my videos on Stephen A. Smith as far as the Bronny situation. If you disagree with me on that one, I don't know what to tell you. Go watch my video. But I don't like Stephen A. Smith for the way he talked on that situation and how stupid he acted. But the fact that Stephen A. Smith can still say to this day, I don't like LeBron, but I still have him too. But you want to sit here and say that Stephen A. Smith is on the side of LeBron shows that you're just ignorant. You're spinning your own fucking narrative. Make that make sense to me, Skap Attack fanboys. We get it. It's all fake. ESPN is in the hands of LeBron. LeBron runs everything. It's a whole empire run by LeBron. Somehow, LeBron runs the entire NBA, ESPN, everything, but LeBron can't find himself to put himself in the finals. It's kind of crazy. Tell me how that works. The man that runs everything. This conspiracy just falls on his head because a lot of you LeBron haters believe this. So many LeBron haters believe that LeBron runs every single thing from ESPN to the NBA. He literally is on the phone with Adam Silver day in and day out. But somehow, LeBron's not able to make a call to cheat his way to the finals. And it's just one of those things that I just keep repeating, and I gotta repeating because I gotta keep saying it, and I gotta get you guys to understand. You're fucking dumb. Like, you're dumb. I know you probably weren't told this enough as children, but I'm telling you this now, and some of you may be children. I'm letting you know this now. You are fucking stupid. Now, if you are a kid, you have time to grow, you have time to get better, you have time to learn. But if you're not a kid and you are an adult, you're forever gonna be dumb because you can't make this make sense. You want to tell me that Stephen A. Smith is a jock writer for LeBron when everybody knows that Stephen A. Smith hates LeBron. Make it make sense. Why does Stephen A. Smith have LeBron too? If everybody that talks about LeBron is lying because they love LeBron, they're just trying to push a narrative. Okay, what about Stephen A. Smith? He has LeBron too. What narrative is he trying to push? He has LeBron too. He has LeBron 2. A lot of times when we talk about these guys in ESPN and these players who have LeBron number 1 or have LeBron number 2, you guys like to say they're pushing a narrative, they're lying, they're hateful, they're full of shit. What is Stephen A. Smith's excuse? Please, tell me. Because there's no excuse here. He hates LeBron, so there's no narrative to push. But I digress. Let's listen to Skap Attack tell us how the all-NBA shit was just fucking faked and how LeBron's a joker. Let's keep going. Fucking me ranting for 20 minutes already. Jesus Christ.
In advance of this series with the Timberwolves. Of the 11 that picked the series, yes, you heard that right, all 11. 11 of 11 took the Lakers. Not just that, though. The Lake Show had the 4th shortest odds to win the NBA championship before these.
Yes, because the Lakers were playing good. They had one of the best defenses going up into the playoffs. They had one of the best offenses. They were playing amazing. They were playing great. They were playing great ball. They had 50 wins. It is not crazy to say that they had the 4th best odds. I'm sorry, Skap. These are numbers. These are all numbers that we can look up. They're numbers that are empirical. They can't be lied upon. So if you don't like the numbers, that's fine. But don't stare at me with your little blue tone eyes. What the hell? Don't stare at me and get mad at me because the numbers disagree with you. It's not like people picked the Lakers and they had the worst defense in the entire league, the worst offense in the entire league, and they won like 40 games coming from the play-in up, and people said, oh, they're the 8th seed. They're going to win the playoffs. They're going to get to the finals. That's not what happened. They were the 3rd seed, damn near the 2nd. Had a great defense and offense, which fell apart, and had 50 wins. So, can we stop? Stop. Even a commentator pointed out that the Lakers are not playing like themselves, and I even thought as much. So I don't know how you're saying this with a straight face. You're just acting like people saw the Lakers at like the 8th seed and said, yep, they're winning the finals. Like, that's not what happened.
Playoffs started. The 4th best odds behind only Oklahoma City, Boston, and Cleveland in that order. They fleeced the ever-loving hell out of the Dallas Mavericks for a top 3 player on earth who just last year went to the NBA Championship Series and went directly through this Minnesota team to the tune of a 4-1 gentleman's sweeping.
Yeah. Who was on that team? Who was on that team? He had defenders on that team. He had big men on that team. That's what happened there. But
all of it for exactly 1 win in the playoffs this year.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Which, by the way, is exactly how many they had last season. The Lakers were favored in this very game by 6.5 points at tip-off for what it was worth, yet they were getting absolutely worked for most of the game by the Timberwolves. A Wolves team that was game to keep the Lakers in it to the...
Skap, I'm letting you talk because I know I yapped a lot. I calling out your bullshit takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of work. So I'm letting you talk. I'm letting you speak. But I am curious. Are you going to get to any analysts? I'm curious. We're about 3 minutes in. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to be guy. And for Skap fanboys, I know you love hearing his voice. You just fucking bite your lip at the thought of listening to your daddy talk about how LeBron is so bad. So I'm going to let Skap talk, okay? I'm going to let him speak. And we're going to keep going from I'm going to hold all my comments from 2:51 to the 5-minute mark. And what we're going to see is if he actually says anything that has to do with analysis. Is he going to talk about the 6 turnovers by Reeves? Is he going to talk about the blitzing of Anthony Edwards that JJ was doing? Is he going to talk about no running of a center? Is he going to talk about Rudy Gobert going off? Let's see. 2:51 to 5 minutes. Let's let him talk. I'm gonna mute my mic and everything. Let's go.
Very end, jacking up an impossible to imagine 47 three-pointers. That is despite the only center on this Lakers team, Jackson Hayes, not playing a single second in this game. JJ Redick instead opting to play 6'8" Rui Hachimura at the center minutes. The Lakers were so insanely small and outmatched in this game that Rudy Gobert and his bum ass had 27 points and 24 rebounds. Yet 3 after 3 after 3 for the Timberwolves, again to the tune of 47 of them, and they made only 7. 7 of 47 from the three-point line. Oh, and did I mention, Jaden McDaniels scored only 8 points and played in just 17 foul trouble-riddled minutes before ultimately fouling out, while last year's Sixth Man of the Year winner, Naz Reid, contributed only 3 points off of the bench. Surely it must have been because Anthony Edwards, you know, alleged face of the NBA, or so every pundit on any mass media platform had been letting us know for the last 48 hours. Well, he had to have a massive game to compensate for all of this. No, not exactly. Edwards scored just 15 points on 5 of 19 from the field, and
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Skap Attack fanboys. I lied just like your father likes to lie here at times. 426, we're close enough to 5. I need to hop in here because if you guys are not aware of what he's doing, if you guys are aware of what he's doing, you probably clocked it immediately and we're like, what the fuck? Because you deal with LeBron hating fuckers all the time. But if you aren't aware to what he's doing, I'm going to make you aware. Notice how in the past videos, Skap Attack had glowing things to say about Anthony Edwards. He had a couple good things to say about Rudy Gobert. He had a couple good things to say about Jaden McDaniels. Right? He had glowing things to say about these guys and how well they are and how they should actually be favored over the Lakers. But now that the Lakers lost, what he's doing is the classic, well, his competition sucked even more than LeBron sucked, so therefore LeBron sucked even more than them. It's the classic two-way street argument where it's like, I want to say LeBron sucks on this street. I want to say that he's trash. But I can't just say that he's trash and he lost against a good team. Because that kind of doesn't say that he's trash because it's saying that he lost against a good team. So I still can think he's trash, but that's not enough. I need to reinforce the fact that he's trash by saying he's trash and he also lost against a weak team, which makes him even more trash. That's exactly what he's doing. Literally had nothing but glowing things to say about Anthony Edwards, and now we're doing this. And listen, Anthony Edwards did not have a good game. I said that. But again, I also brought up the fact that JJ blitzed his ass time and time again, and he had 8 assists. So, okay. All right.
0 of 11 from the three-point line. All of that. And yet the Lakers still couldn't capitalize to keep their season alive at home as a 6.5-point favorite. Of course, none of this should come as any kind of a surprise for LeBron James-led teams, who has been pulling these kinds of choking antics for years. They largely dominated the Nuggets, after all, in both of the last 2 playoff runs, despite losing 4-0 and 4-1 to them, as they led most of those games most of the time, and were in one-score games late in mostly all of them. The same can be said of this series, with the Lakers outscoring the Timberwolves by 6 total points through the first 3 quarters in all 5 games cumulatively of this series. But they got outscored by 42 points in the 4th. And of course, LeBron James, the king of fourth-quarter disappearing acts, led the way, scoring just 5 points on 2 of 9 shooting in the last 2 fourth quarters combined. And one of those field goals was a meaningless layup with the game tonight already over.
How did Luka play? How did Austin Reeves play? How did your 2 biggest options? Undeniably, Luka should be your first in the 4th quarter. Should he not? Luka has the highest points per game in the playoffs, only behind Michael Jordan. So should he not be your first? Should he not? Should Austin Reeves not step up? You believe, well, fuck you believe, Skap. We all believe. Everybody who watches basketball believes offensively, Luka is a better option to go to than LeBron right now because he's younger, he's fresher, and he is better right now than LeBron James is at 40. We're not going prime for prime. We're talking right now. But we're going to rip on the 40-year-old because he didn't lead the team to victory like he could at 28. Skap, you piss me off, dude. I don't know.
Podcaster JJ, of course, bows out along with his former wine-sipping co-host Bestie in the first round here, and he was a little testy in his pregame presser as he stormed off of the podium after a reporter insinuated that he needed help from his assistant coaches with the substitutions.
You think I don't talk to my assistants about substitutions every single timeout? That's a weird assumption.
The claims came on the heels of Redick deciding to play all 5 of his starters every second of the second half last game, the first time in NBA playoff history that feat had occurred. Of course, that though is what you get, I suppose, when you have a guy coaching your team who has 0 years of experience at any level.
We're... Oh my god. Keep in mind what I said earlier in this video. I said I'm not taking away the coaching success that JJ had. He won 50 games. He had a great defense for a large portion of the season. It did fall off. And this is after the AD trade, not before. JJ still had a good regular season, and in the playoffs, he did not play well. Now, if he has another postseason run similar to this one, we can start having the talk, is JJ just a regular season head coach? Is JJ just the NBA's version of Mike Tomlin? Now, he has 1 season, so we can't really say that yet. But if you guys are not aware of Mike Tomlin, if you're only basketball fans, usually you guys are crossing over into other sports, so you should know. But if you don't, Mike Tomlin is an NFL head coach who has had, above 500 seasons for how many years now? Multiple years. Like, he's had above 500 seasons for multiple years now, but when it comes to the playoffs, his team doesn't really go anywhere. But people don't even look at Tomlin and say he's a bad coach. They don't even say that. They just say, oh, the playoff resume is kind of suspect to look at. But, again, you can't take away JJ's success in a regular season, say he's a terrible coach, off of 1 postseason run, when, again, you just picked up Luka. You just... Keep in mind, guys, I was on the train that the Lakers probably shouldn't even win a championship or even go anywhere this year. I turned around. I'm going to admit, I joined the bandwagon of they're going to win. I did. And I didn't join because everybody was saying it. I joined because they were playing it, all right? They had 20-plus games of excellent defense. They had excellent offense. They had winning streaks. They were beating really good teams. Back-to-back. They were having games where they beat the Timberwolves, beat the Nuggets, and beat the Knicks in like a 3-game span. They were playing great. And this happened. But again, the Lakers have no center, all right? The Lakers have no one. Like, Skap wants to sit here and cry and say that LeBron feels that he doesn't have enough help. And then Skap goes on to defend LeBron by saying that they don't have a center. The only center they had didn't play, and Rudy Gobert went off. Again, LeBron haters, you want it every which way. You want to say that LeBron's a crybaby for saying he doesn't have enough help. But even when Jackson Hayes did play, there's a reason why he didn't. Again, I wouldn't have not played him the whole game. I disagree with JJ on that. But there's a reason why he did, because even when he was in the game, he was just getting foul trouble after foul trouble. He was making ridiculous plays. His basketball IQ was low, and Rudy wasn't having a field day. But it's not like he was fully stopping people in the paint either. He wasn't an excellent paint defender either. He was a big body. I don't know if Rudy goes off for that fucking 20-plus double-double, but I don't even know if they win if Jackson still plays. He's a big body, but he's not a good paint defender either. Like, so you guys want it both ways. You want it both ways. You want to say LeBron's crying, he doesn't have enough help. He has more than enough help. Also, the Lakers had no one to contain Rudy Gobert. Like, what? It's just... When it comes to Skap Attack, when it comes to LeBron haters, when it comes to you guys want to have everything every which way. Let's not get this wrong, because this video's almost up, so I'll make this statement. And then Skap Attack's probably gonna, if I had to guess the last minute of this video, he's probably gonna say, so yeah, LeBron is a fraud. He sucks. And poor Luka, poor Luka, has to be dragged by this old man and have his legacy diminished in his first season as a Laker. But we'll see what happens with the LeBron fanboys defending him. Like, that's gonna be the next minute. So I'm gonna give my statement now. Laker fans, you guys still had a good season. I want you guys to understand that. It's kind of hard to look at that right now, especially when you just get kicked out of the playoffs. It's hard to feel that way, but you did. Because at the end of the day, there has not been a team, like you can't really name a team that picked up pieces, got rid of a bunch of pieces, picked up pieces, big pieces, got rid of a giant piece of their team and picked up. I'm not talking about, oh, they traded for a superstar and got rid of some picks and some okay role players. I'm talking about trading your superstar for a younger superstar who came back injured, who's a defensive liability, offensively good. You have no interior defense. You get rid of those pieces. You can't name a team that came back and like won it all, okay? You guys were shooting from the bottom anyway, and you did great. You did great because the projection from everyone, do not get this twisted. I bet if I went in Skap Attack's video, I'd probably see this too. I don't care about him enough to really go back that far. But I bet if I did, and I bet you fanboys know if he did, every ESPN commentator, every single person, me was saying that the Lakers might be a 5th, 6th seed this year and be a good first round fun playoff team to watch when that Luka trade happened. That's what everyone was saying when that Luka trade happened. When they were playing great, now the narrative has changed. Even mine has changed because they were playing great. And when the playoffs came, obviously they fell. This was a good season. If you guys are able to keep LeBron for one more season, if you guys are able to go in the offseason and pick up a center, that Mark Williams trade debacle shit was kind of crazy. I'm not sure who the fuck was lying there. According to Mark Williams, they're lying about his physical. According to the Lakers, his spine is all fucked up. If you guys are able to go get a player that's not going to be weird as far as their physical goes and get yourself a good center, you guys can be competitive. But if you're a Laker fan, I wouldn't look too much on this season and say it was a failure. You guys won 50 games. You went to the playoffs. We'll see what happens next year. Now, if you guys go pick up a center next year, and Austin Reeves plays like fucking Austin Reeves, because that was a fucking debacle in itself, and you guys are able to keep most of your pieces, get rid of fucking Gabe. Get rid of Gabe. Get rid of Gabe, please. Get rid of Gabe. If you get rid of Gabe Vincent, you pick up a player in his place, you get yourself a good center, you get rid of Jackson Hayes, you guys can do some shit. But we'll see what happens. So I want the Laker fans who are part of my, like, community to understand this was still a good season. It may not have been the best season, but it was still a good season. And we'll see what happens next year. Luka being fully healthy. Luka going to actually work on his defense. I hope JJ gets in the lab with him and makes him work on his goddamn defense. And we'll see what happens.
But credit to Redick, he never did lose that characteristic arrogance, the quintessential tone deafness shared by his overrated meal ticket and de facto boss, LeBron, still carrying himself around like he's the GOAT, despite 22 years now officially in the books of unprecedented health and longevity, surrounded by historic all-time greats, and just 4 titles now to show for all of it.
You do understand, like, players will play 20 years. Great players will play 20 years and never get a championship. Players will play 15 plus years, 20 years, never get a championship. Hey, Skap, have you heard of a little player called Chris Paul? Have you heard of this guy? You heard of this guy? Yeah, he's been playing about 20 years. Never got a championship. Hey, Skap, have you heard of a little player by the name of Carmelo Anthony? Have you heard of this guy? Have you heard of this guy? I don't think he played 20 years. How many years did Carmelo played? Oh, he played about 16. No, 17. Yeah, he played about 17, 18 years. Have you heard of this guy? Never seen a championship. We can keep going. Hey, Skap, have you heard of a little guy by the name of Allen Iverson? I don't think he had a long career. Yeah, he had a 13-year career. But, yeah, 13 years. Never seen a chat. Hey, Skap, have you heard of this guy named Charles Barkley? He played 15 years. Hey, Skap, like, I could keep going. I could keep going. I'm naming you great players. I'm naming you great players that have not won a championship. Great players who have had long careers. Now, albeit to Allen Iverson, he had a 13-year career. But I just named you players, barring Allen Iverson, that had 15-year plus careers that have not won a championship. But LeBron getting 4 in 20 years, nah, that's trash. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Because do you guys think he would say Charles Barkley is trash, Chris Paul is trash, Carmelo is trash, AI is trash? Do you think he would say this? No, he wouldn't. But he's got to say that LeBron only getting 4 is trash. Because again, this is what we talked about earlier, right? The two-way street argument, okay? You want to say LeBron is trash and he's garbage because he's only got 4 championships. But then people are going to look at you kind of crazy and be like, well, some players only have 1 or none championships. So are you saying like LeBron isn't really trash, but he's so good that he should have more? Or you're saying he's trash because he only has 4? And then they go back in the argument, well, he has 4, but it took him 20 years to get it. And really, it was everybody else around him that got it. So therefore, that's why he's trash. Like, oh, okay. That makes no fucking sense. But I'm going to act like it makes sense because I also hate LeBron.
Well, 3 in a preseason exhibition tournament, if we're being real.
And I want my damn respect, too.
But there will be plenty of time to unpack all of that on another day. For tonight, we can just all pour one out for yet another predictable LeBron James failure.
Not 5, not 6, not 7.
And that day to further unpack the ramifications to LeBron's legacy of this latest failure will be tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed to stay.
You're going to make another LeBron video? Skap, aren't you a basketball content?
On June 20th.
This is all he talks about. This is all Skap talks about. Essays, arguments, fact checks, parodies, and shit talk on historic and popular trending sport topics. Popular trending sport topics. Skap, all you do is talk about LeBron James. That's all you do. That's all you talk about is LeBron. That's all you speak on is LeBron. Your pinned video is your documentary about LeBron. You have so much going on in the playoffs right now that I wish I could talk about. I wish I could. But the reason I haven't been able to do lives, the reason I have been kind of lacking as far as like getting these videos up immediately, and the times have been differing as far as like 5 p.m. Sometimes it was like 6. But I'm going to make sure they come up at 5 p.m. every day. I'm trying my best. But the reason I've been busy is because I'm a full-time worker, a full-time student, and I got finals going on in the next couple of weeks here that I'm studying for. That's the reason I've been busy, and I haven't been able to talk about the playoffs as much as I want to. Now, next week, I believe, I'm starting my first few finals, and then the week after that, I'm done. So, in the next 2 weeks, once I'm done with finals, best believe what I'm going to be doing, Skap. I'm going to be going on lives. I'm going to be talking to my fans, my 206 subscribers. Right away, love all of you guys. I'm going to be sitting there talking to them. I'm going to be giving my opinions. I'm going to be breaking down these games. I'm going to be watching these games on live and giving my live reactions. What are you doing with your 70,000 subscribers? You have the time. What are you doing? You just admitted in your video that you're going to make another video about LeBron. You just admitted, like, oh, I'm going to break that down tomorrow. Why? And don't worry, guys, we're not reacting to that. It ain't happening. I just needed to react to Skap Attack today because I needed someone to let this anger out on, and I'm glad he was able to be that target. But that's really what you're doing? You said that you speak on sports. You don't speak on sports. You speak on LeBron. That's your content, bro. You're fucking... God damn. You're so... Oh my god. You piss me off, bro. The reason he pisses me off so much is not because he hates LeBron. It's because he hides it in the guise of like, I'm not hating LeBron. I'm just speaking the truth. It's like... No, you're not. You're being a dipshit. That's what you're doing. Like, you're voiding all context of everything you're talking about. You're acting like everything you're saying is just factually true, when some of it is bullshit. You're trying to have two-way street arguments that work both ways, and you're also just ignoring that your arguments can be used against other great players. But you don't care about that, because as long as you can shit on LeBron, that's all that matters. Your entire content is shit on LeBron. It's funny because I had one of your Skap Attack fanboys come into my comment sections and say that I'm clout chasing off of you, which is funny because I think out of my 192 videos, is that how many videos I have? I think out of my 198, Jesus. Oh, I got another subscriber. Thank you, homie. Welcome. I think out of my 198 videos, like 4 or 5 of them are on you. 4 or 5, maybe 6 if we're pushing it. I might have more uncut hoop videos than yours. And I haven't talked about uncut hoops in so long. But your fanboy came in and said, I'm clout chasing off of you. No, I'm calling you out on your fucking bullshit. I'm not clout chasing off of anybody. You're clout chasing off of LeBron. Trust me. I have 207 subscribers and I'm happy for every single one of them. We're slowly building up. But goddamn, bro. I wish I was able to blow up like you could and just talk on bullshit, huh? But I'm not a fucking... But you know why I don't do that, Skap? You want to know why? Because I'm not a 45-year-old loser fucking man that wants to hide his gray hairs with fucking Bosley. Is that the shit, right? That's the shit that hides your gray hair? No, that's not the shit. The men's hair dye. I forgot what it's called. That's not Bosley. Bosley is for bad hairlines like mine. I got a bad hairline. I live with it. But I'm not an old-ass man sitting here trying to hide my gray hairs with some fake hair dye for men, yapping about another 40-year-old man talking about how big of a failure his life is or how big of a failure he is, video after video, to a group of children. Because if we went to your video demographics, it's probably going to be 50% children, ages like 13 to 18, and 50% old-ass fucking guys like you, ages 35 to 45, yapping about how bad LeBron is. So... yeah, that's your content, Skap. And it works for you. You got 70k subscribers. It works for you. So if that's something you want to do, keep doing it. It's not something I want to do. I want to make content that makes me happy. I want to make content that makes my fans happy. I made this long-ass video to attack you because it was a rough day. LeBron lost, and it is what it is. But I gave more basketball analysis in this 46-minute video attacking you than you gave in your 7-minute video that was supposed to be specifically about the goddamn game. Keep in mind, guys, did not talk about the blitzing of Anthony Edwards. Did not talk about AR and how bad he played. Did not talk about Luka's fourth quarter blunders. Did not talk about any of that. Talked about none of that. So, this is your basketball analyst, by the way. This is your guy that knows basketball. Talked about none of the key factors in the game. Brought none of it up. So, if you're a Skap Attack fan and you're watching this, I hope you understand this is your guy.
Stay up to date with more from me.
Okay, so yeah, that's the end of the video. Yeah, this is your guy. This is your guy. Your guy that talked about none of the game. So, to conclude this video, we just watched this entire video, and Skap Attack has not talked about the main components of the game and why the Timberwolves were up and why the Lakers were down. He gave basic points, and that's about it. You know, he calls himself this basketball guy and analyst, but doesn't even analyze the game. Just talks about how LeBron's trash. That's crazy. Oh my God. Anyway, if you guys watched to this far, I want you guys to understand. I made this video to make myself feel good as far as like all the bullshit that's been going on. But I also want you guys to understand that I'm going to be making more basketball content. If you're new to my channel, I said this before, but I'll say it again. The reason that I'm kind of stuck, if I'm one of these basketball creators that are not able to make like video after video every day, is because I'm busy, bro. I don't get money off of YouTube. I literally do this as a hobby, trying to make it more than that. But the more you guys subscribe, the more I can get more time. But my finals are up in 2 weeks. I still got work. I still got a wife. I still got a life. But I will have more time to make more content for you guys. And I will be able to do more lives, and I'll be able to talk more ball. But until next time, friends, please use your brain. Please use your brain. Stay away from people like this. There's no debating old-ass weirdo guys like this and his fan base. And have a good one. I love you. I'll talk to y'all later. Spread positivity, not hate. Only spread hate to people spreading hate. I'm one of those guys, okay? All right? You turn the other cheek, but you only turn it so much, okay? If someone is being a dickhead, it's okay to be a dickhead back. But don't be the first one to be a dickhead, you know? I'm one of those guys. But have a good one, y'all. Be safe. Have fun. I'll talk to y'all later.